Hi everyone, Kelly here, your friendly neighborhood artist, and welcome to day 7 of the art challenges in October. Mine happens to be Squaretober, where I take a 4x4-inch square of watercolor paper and do some form of tiny art on it while I just chit-chat and talk to you and keep you company while you're doing whatever art challenge you do. Today I'm going to do a little tangle. It sounds like I'm going to do a little tango. No, I'm doing a tangle. Not any specific pattern, nothing from the official Zentangle library. I set out to do it outside on my patio this morning, but it's cold. It was really cold. It was like not even 50 degrees outside. So last night, when I was doing the voiceover for last night's video, I had said, oh, the weather's been great. I can't wait to enjoy the rest of the fall weather. And I must have jinxed it because it was like 48 degrees when I got up this morning. And I didn't really want to sit on the patio, so I didn't. But I'm looking at the weather. It looks like it's going to warm up later on this next week. So I'll try to do that. I'll try to do a patio Squaretober day. And I think that'll be fun, don't you? Do you guys have anything special you're doing this weekend? I don't have anything special. I did go to lunch with my friend Christy today, and we went to this place called Urban Mining, and it's an upscale flea market that's only open the first weekend of each month. You never know what you're going to find in a place like that. Christy ended up going home with a coffee table, and I ended up going home with a Newton's cradle for my husband. And I came across these watercolors from Winsor Newton. I don't know what the era they are, but they were in this beautiful old paint box. And there's no pigment information at all on the paints. They just say things like raw sienna. There were a lot of raw siennas. Cadmium orange, sepias. But there was absolutely no pigment information at all. They were in this wooden box. It looks like a painter's box you would get from Blick. And it had a metal label hammered into it that said DeVoe and Reynolds Company Incorporated, manufacturer of artist materials, New York and Chicago. It just makes me wonder who owned this collection of watercolors and what they painted with them. And I wonder why they needed so many tubes of cadmium orange and raw sienna and yellow ochre. There were a lot of repeats, so it makes me wonder if maybe this was a collection of a teacher's. Who knows? I was a little tempted to buy them because they were only $38, but in the end, I really don't need dried up old watercolors that I don't have the pigment information on. And as nostalgic of a set as it was, I restrained myself. But somebody will pick those up and they'll really enjoy them. And it's kind of fun to think about where they're going to end up next. I really do have a fondness for vintage items like that. I really like to come across vintage compasses or vintage drafting tools. I think they were definitely better made than the ones you can buy now. The ones you buy now all have plastic parts on them, and I don't know. There's a part of me that just doesn't want plastic on my compass. But I don't know how many people actually use compasses anymore. I think now so many of the drafting things are digital, and I don't know, there's just not necessarily a professional need for them. But for me, I do stuff digitally, but I like to do things with my hands. I don't know. I just feel like I have more of a connection to it. Not to put anybody down who does digital art, because And there's definitely an art to that too. For me personally, I like the hands-on approach. So today I started to pull out some watercolor markers that I have. They're Chromatech. Anyway, I think I'm going to pull those out for tomorrow and try them. I started to pull them out, but today was kind of a short day for me for working because I spent over half of the day not doing art. And I was a little afraid that if I pulled those out and it didn't go well, I would really be running late with today's video. And I'm already kind of running late, but I'm also kind of excited that I did not spend the entire day doing this. And because that's what I want. I want to be able to do it quicker so I can spend more time on the art and less time on the video. Because honestly, this drawing only took about an hour and 15 minutes. The editing has probably taken 6. Okay, not 6 tonight, probably 4 tonight. But it was taking me probably 8 hours to edit a small video, so it's going faster. And you know what's really interesting about this? To me, what strikes me as really interesting, I used to obsess on what art am I going to do? And I didn't know what to do. But when I took the focus off of what art am I going to do to, okay, what can I do in an hour or 2 or 3? And I came up with this small format, and I can do a Tangle or a small neurographic or whatever. And the artist block just kind of went away because the focus was on learning how to produce the videos more quickly. So I thought that was, you guys, that's kind of, if you're having a block, maybe you should put your focus elsewhere, and then maybe this will come more naturally, the art part. So for this little painting, I'm just using the same things that I have been using. Schmincke watercolor, the Copic multiliner SPs for the line work, and graphite to do some shading. And I think that that's helping art block as well, because I'm not obsessing over what supply I'm going to use. I know that I need to put a video out every single day, and I know that I've got kind of a formula, and I don't think that that's a bad thing all the time. I think it can be a really good thing, because it's almost like a routine, and that routine frees you. You don't have I don't have the, what do they call that? Decision fatigue. By the time you make all your choices, your creative energy has kind of evaporated. At least that happens to me sometimes. I think it's a liberating revelation to know that you don't have to have a wide variety of art supplies to make art. I think sometimes we get hung up on that a little bit. Like, I know I tend to really love to go shopping for art supplies, but more art supplies don't always, sometimes they get in my way, and having fewer choices is definitely easier on my poor artistic soul. Well, anyway, I hope your artistic journey with your art challenge is going well, and you're coming up with your own revelations. I did not apparently videotape myself signing the back of this, but I assure you I did do it. So I will see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Happy arting. Bye-bye.